I think there's a really interesting thought. Like in the debates about gay marriage and just sort of whether or not to be liberal or conservative, like left leaning or conservative, like how do you know if anything is true? How do you know how the mind works? Um, One way you know is by sensation. So, for example, there used to be kind of growing up, or maybe the past like 30, 40 years, or maybe 20 years, and then before that, there was something of a stigma on if a woman slept with a lot of guys. And there was an interesting study recently that it sort of made the case that it almost flipped, that people now view it negatively if a guy sleeps with a lot of girls. And I thought it was kind of interesting because, like, on what basis would people ever say either thing is negative? Um, and negative in what way? And are you judging the person? Like, what does that mean? So basically, let's say that a guy sleeps with like two girls, like he's had two girlfriends his whole life, right? Um, he spent a lot of time with those two people, or at least those two people occupy a significant space in his head. Most people would be like that unless someone is somewhat psychopathic, right? Or just maybe it's harsh to say someone's psychopathic, but if someone's had two relationships for a long time, probably they will occupy some space in his head. Let's say you sleep with like 500 girls. When you're going from girl to girl, do you really care about the person? Do you really view it like that person is important, this person is important? At a certain point, I don't think people do. I think it becomes almost robotic, monotonous. I don't think that it's really easy for a person to kind of keep love and keep empathy when they go very deep down that path. And yeah. And likewise, I guess I kind of see it as when it comes to same-sex relationships, I think that there's sort of like feelings of masculinity and femininity. And especially when you look at the different stereotypes, like people sort of stereotype guys who are gay as being feminine, and then women who are lesbian as being kind of more masculine, more butch. And those stereotypes obviously kind of make sense because they're true. Like, there's something about going in that direction mentally. If you're a man, that makes you more feminine, and vice versa if you're a woman. So I don't think it's really completely random. So yeah, I think that's a core element of that.